I'm Roman Burrows with Geoprobe Service, and in this video we're going to talk about the Tier 4 and Stage 5 engines on the Geoprobe 7822 DT. Engine manufacturers have been continuing to design engines that keep up with emissions regulations. Currently, at the making of this video, the 7822 DT is running the Tier 4 and Stage 5 engine. These engines run a diesel particulate filter, also known as DPF, but they do not require diesel exhaust fluid, commonly known as DEF. Diesel particulate filters collect particulates in the exhaust system. At some point, those particulates build up and they need to be burned off. This burning cycle is called the regeneration cycle. The regeneration cycle on the 7822 has 6 levels, and in this video, we're going to talk about those levels. Throughout this video, I'll continue to refer to the DPF info screen. Here's how to navigate to that screen. On your display from the home screen, you press the button that looks like an engine, F1, and there's the DPF info screen, F3. If I press F3, I'm now looking at the DPF info screen. I can see at the top there's a meter with 4 blocks, and they range from green to blue to yellow to red, depending on the soot load, and each of these blocks indicates what level you're on. This machine is set to DPF regeneration allowed. I can see that the engine has 10 hours, and there's a note that reminds me that this machine is a Tier 4, so at 3,000 hours, the particulate filter will need replaced. I can also monitor the exhaust temperature from this page. I can see that if I press F4, I can block the regen, but again, we always recommend you do this temporarily and try to keep it on allowed as much as possible. The first regeneration level actually begins with level 0. On this level, you can see on the DPF info screen on your display that my light is green and that no regeneration is required. The next level is level 1. This is automatic active regeneration requested. During active regeneration, the machine regenerates in the background while you're still running, and you don't even know it's happening because it does not affect the performance of the rig. During this state, the machine runs at slightly higher exhaust temperatures, and it can reduce moderate levels of soot. Level 1 pops up a message asking if you would like to allow or block the regeneration cycle. In most circumstances, we recommend you keep it at allowed, but if you're going to be near people or flammable objects, you may choose to block it at that time. But we do recommend you go back to allow as soon as possible. If the regeneration cycle has been blocked for a period of time, the machine will pop up a reminder asking you again if you would like to allow or block. You can choose to allow at that time, or if you need to block it again, that's okay. You can navigate to the DPF info screen and select allow from there at a time that suits you better. The next level of regeneration is parked regeneration requested. Whether you've been allowing active regeneration or not, at some point the machine will request a parked regeneration cycle. A parked regeneration cycle is when you park the machine outside, you turn on the cycle, and you walk away from the machine. This cycle will take anywhere from 15 to 40 minutes to complete, and it will run at very high exhaust temperatures. This performs a deep clean of the particulates on the exhaust filter. When the machine reaches this state, it will pop up a message saying DPF regen requested, and you will know at that time that it's time to perform a parked regeneration. We recommend you perform this cycle as soon as possible. For the parked regeneration, you can block it temporarily until you're at a more convenient time to perform the operation. You can simply hit block on the message on the control panel and wait until you can perform the operation. And when you're ready, you can navigate to the DPF info screen, select the parked regen button, and continue with the process. Once a parked regeneration cycle is initiated, do not shut down the machine except in an emergency. You cannot cancel a parked regen once it's started, and you need to make sure you have enough fuel to perform the entire cycle, which again can take up to 40 minutes. One thing to note is I cannot activate a parked regeneration cycle without a request from the machine. The next level is level 3, parked regeneration required. In this state, the machine has gone long enough without a regeneration cycle that it must be regenerated to continue further work. The machine will pop up a message that says parked regeneration warning, and it will give you instructions that you must take the machine and regenerate it as soon as possible. The machine output will be derated and performance will be affected by the machine. If the machine is not regenerated during level 3, it enters into level 4. DPF Regen service required. In this state, it requires a service technician to perform the regeneration for you using specialty tools. The technician will perform an inspection on the engine and then perform the regeneration for you. In this state, the machine cannot perform any work because the engine is derated. The next level is level 5, DPF Regen Critical. At this point, it's time to replace the particulate filter. The service interval for a filter is 3,000 hours on a tier 4 or 6,000 hours on a stage 5. The filter must be replaced or cleaned by a certified technician using specialty tools. The machine cannot be operated in a level 5 state. The diesel particulate filter is built into the muffler and requires a service technician to service the filter. We've gone through a lot of details in this video, but the important thing to remember is to keep it as simple as possible in your day-to-day operations. If a message pops up on the screen, read the whole message, and if you have any questions, just call Geoprobe service and talk to a technician here.